this song, dude. Holy shit. Okay, I am not one to play Wuthering Waves for the story or, you know, things like that. I play Wuthering Waves for the exploration and the gameplay, usually. Those are the main two things that keep me coming back. Like, Renacita was a big reason for that because it just looked and was so fun to explore in. But this is the first time I've genuinely just been incredibly invested in the main story. And I'm talking about none other than Phrolova's quest, the latest 2.5 main story quest which had Phrolova in it. It was basically just her story quest with a little bit of main story in there. And holy shit, it is easily the best written story Kuro has done. I love this, it was fantastic. Everything about this quest, the pacing, the music, the character development with Phrolova, and even Rova, it was really good. It was really damn good. And holy shit, I just wanted to yap about it. So here we are. Also, I was gonna record this earlier, but I got COVID. I still technically have COVID as I'm recording this, but I'm feeling better, so that's a plus. Yay, I got COVID again, woo! But everything about this quest was phenomenal. Now, I obviously do have nitpicks, and I'll get into those later, but I wanted to start off talking about my favorite aspect of the quest, Phrolova herself. Oh, and spoiler alert, obviously. Now, to start off with, I was absolutely terrified of how they were going to handle Phrolova's character. One pet peeve I've always had with Wuthering Waves is the over-romanticized characters with Rova. Everyone just thinks Rova's amazing and flawless, you know? Which I guess makes sense because they're kind of like a god, like they just had a memory wipe. So, and everyone remembers who you are, so it's kind of like it makes sense on a concept, but when you're playing as a flawless character, there's some disconnect with them. But in this quest, it honestly felt like this was the first time Rova felt like a flawed character, which I really liked because it made sense as well, but we'll get into that later. And thankfully, Phrolova never went down that path, thank God, of her being like, you know, head over heels for Rova or something. Instead, she's antagonistic through the whole thing. Rova and Phrolova team up as a temporary alliance while she's in a weakened state, and throughout the quest, they're still both on edge. For the gist of the quest, Phrolova and Rova need to work together to stop Fenrico from finding and using the gemstone left by Maya in the last quest. Now, this gemstone had remnant power left over from the Leviathan, the Threnodian who has the power to merge or fuse, hence how it was able to fuse with the Sentinel. Throughout this quest, we slowly learn more about Phrolova and her backstory, and this is easily the best part of the quest. Kuro friggin' loves this character, okay? Holy crap, it shows. Now, Phrolova is a tragic villain character. That is her entire archetype, and it's done really well. A villain with a tragic backstory that understandably justifies her thoughts and actions. Phrolova's entire goal centers around her desire to be reunited with her lost loved ones. An ancient village where she was born and raised in, full of family and friends that she loved and who loved her in return, whether this be through reviving them or dying herself so that she could join them. What's truly heartbreaking is Phrolova spent centuries trying to figure out a way to revive them. And what's even worse is that she can't even die herself. Phrolova is essentially immortal, and it's explained in this quest why. There's an amazing sequence in the quest where it shows like the process of what she's doing, or what she has done, I should say. She tries turning to religion, hoping the gods will revive them. That fails. Then she tries turning to science, and in the process of figuring out how to revive the dead, she was instead tricked into becoming a test dummy for immortality. Phrolova is a half-tacit Discord being. My heart absolutely shattered when you enter her room for the first time when you're in the Lost Beyond, which is basically like the afterlife based on her memory. You come across her diary, which has her log on her attempts to revive everyone, each line ending with failed, the numbers getting larger and larger, and then you scroll down to see failed written over and over again. I was speechless when I first saw this. This alone is such a great representation of the pain she's gone through. Like, just imagine being in her shoes, all those attempts, trying different things, becoming immortal despite not wanting to. Your other means of reuniting with them gone. It was tricked out of you. Like, dude, holy shit. And that's what makes the writing of this character so damn good. Like, you can really feel and comprehend the pain she has gone through and is currently feeling. This also explains why she tries to embrace death throughout the quest too. There's multiple moments where she's about to be attacked or has been attacked and she just wants to let go and let it happen. And each time she reminisces about her lost village. Her human side can't die due to her tacit Discord half. It keeps her tied to the living. but it's also her tacit Discord half of her that allows her to be connected to the Lost Beyond. Fun fact, Hecate, the weekly boss and puppet she controls, is her tacit Discord half. It is her connection to the Lost Beyond, since the Lost Beyond is made up of souls, which are reverberations in this game, because everything is based on sound and, you know, lore. Seeing the scenes of Phrolova and when she was there in the past in a beautiful white dress being embraced by everyone, and all for it just to be destroyed by a meteor is just like, whoa. Also, I'm assuming the meteor is an instance of the lament, which is, you know, a natural disaster, basically. For her to be the sole survivor and just seeing her break down, just writing this script and remembering this moment gives me chills. And that's the thing, right? You thought it was that simple? Nuh-uh, nope, there's more to this. This isn't the only negative emotion that drives Phrolova to what she does. She's also pushed by the feeling of betrayal. And she was betrayed by none other than Rover themselves. There was actually a lot of controversy on this quest about Rover. People really didn't like Rover after this quest, because it's revealed in the end of the quest that Phrolova has actually met past Rover before they wiped their memory. Rover befriended Phrolova over their mutual understanding of music, which is very poetic considering the game's themes is all based on, you know, sound. So the main character, you know, understanding her feeling through music, it's nice, I like it. Instead of clapping, Rover recognized the sorrow in Phrolova's music. She expresses her loss through how she conducts her music, and Phrolova even regards them as a friend, yet Rover never returns, and that stuck with her. You can see how much this affected Phrolova during their standoff at the end of the quest.
The one you're waiting for may have long since forgotten you. Forgotten the promise they swore to keep.
And can you really blame her? She's done so much waiting, dude. She's been alive for like, what, centuries at this point? It would drive anyone to feel that way. Also, I just want to point out that the fact that Kuro made her a maestro in a game that's all about sound, the theme's all about music and sound, she's kind of overpowered. Like a maestro, you know, you conduct your music. Like, I'm just saying, you know. It also actually makes sense with her powers too, because she can literally like stop time with her powers. Or yeah, no, she can stop time, holy shit, that's crazy. But yeah, Phrolova, like, that's why you team up with her when she's in a weakened state. You kind of have to, because she's really OP. I also really liked the ending. It was very bittersweet. It gave me a feeling of just like distress, but also like, you know, she deserves this, you know, at the same time. Phrolova being able to finally pass on and exist with her family and friends in the Lost Beyond was so just, Now, at first, I was a bit confused on how she managed that, because she's, you know, immortal. But she did hold the gem, the merging gemstone, right before she died. Or got stabbed by Rover. And the gem does have Leviathan's power of merging. So my theory on this is it allowed her to merge with the Beyond. That's why she was able to stay there. Which makes sense, because that's what she originally sent out to achieve anyway, was to a way to revive her lost ones, or just see them in general. So she went with like the other option, which was probably better in this case. Instead of bringing them to her, she instead went to them, which is great. I'm happy for her. And that's at least how I interpreted it. I could be wrong here. Let me know in the comments if there's a different like reasoning for that, or what you guys think. But either way, fantastic quest. This quest was honestly a solid 9 out of 10. I was invested from start to finish. Like the full 4 hours, I was just watching. I was so into it, man. It was so good. But also another thing I want to point out, after knowing all of this, it really hits hard knowing that Phrolova's baton is a red spider lily. Now, if you know Demon Slayer, that flower symbolizes death and mourning, which is just perfection. I mean, that's literally her character. If there are a few nitpicks I have about the quest, it would be Fenrico's sudden change of heart and how Rover treats Phrolova at the end of the quest. Even after witnessing the moment Rover first met Phrolova before their memory wipe, even after Phrolova finally dies and gets to peacefully pass on, Rover still treats her with disdain. And it's a bit heartless, honestly. Like, I saw that, I was like, oh. Like, sure, I get it. They've been enemies since the beginning of the game. But Rover's now, like, seen what she's all about. Like, have some empathy, my guy. Holy crap. And she's, like let her move on, please. It really would have been nice to see Rover actually show some sympathy for her. Because I don't think he does in this entire... No, flashing back to it now, I could be wrong. I don't see him show any sympathy towards her at all. Hell, he even read her frickin' diary, something that's, you know, usually pretty personal, and still acts the way he does, or she, depending on which Rover you pick. Like, I don't know, dude, it could just be a me thing. Like, I just... But at the same time, I do like that, because it shows Rover is flawed. That's another reason that I mentioned at the beginning of this video, that I really liked what they did with Rover as well. I like seeing the MC being a flawed character. Like, even after their memory wipe, they still, like, had some sort of, like, oh, I still don't know what I'm doing kind of vibe, you know? Which is good, that's a good thing. You don't want your MC to be fucking perfect, okay? I hate this self-insert bullshit, gotta fucking fuck every chick in the game shit. I hate that shit, okay? I'm sorry, I'm just gonna out and say it. I'm not a fan of the goonery bait shit, okay? Like, I like Lupa. I really liked Lupa's quest before this one as well, because I feel like it made her more of like a friend than like a life partner. Like, Lupa's a homie, bro. She's awesome. I love Lupa. She's great. But yeah, it was the same with Phrolova. It feels like they're moving more into just strong character writing than moments that make you go, ooh, I want to pull for this cute girl, you know, which I appreciate. It's good. But yeah, either way, I digress. Rover's mistake honestly adds to the quest. It doesn't take away from it. But yeah, I've been listening to the Lost Beyond music on loop, like for days after I finished that quest. Just, oh my god, dude, I'm going back there in the future. It's like when I first went to that area after doing the Black Shores quests, where you go there with Shorekeeper when you interact with the piano, and you got that nice like piano music with that really cool view. You know, I'll be showing it on screen right now as I'm yapping about it. Dude, I was there for like over an hour, just vibing, just taking it all in, and it's so nice. I did exactly the same thing in The Lost Beyond, and honestly, it's moments like that that make me stick around for Wuthering Waves. Like, especially regarding to the quest, and like, well, I consider that like an exploration kind of like addition to the game. It is tied to the main quest, but just going to an area and just sitting there and just listening to it and just taking it all in, you know, that's something that I really appreciate, and I honestly get less of that in Genshin. I get that more in Wuwa than I do in Genshin Impact, and I honestly really appreciate that. Either way, what do you guys think of the version 2.5 story quest, or Phrolova's quest, I should say? It was definitely more of a Phrolova quest than a main story quest, let's be real. There's like a little sprinkle of main story in there with like Fenrico, which is it's definitely the lesser side of the quest, I will admit. It was kind of eh. Like, Fenrico just suddenly being like, oh, I'm actually a good guy, I'm gonna grab the lantern and just, you know, ding-a-ling-a-ling, now the dark tide's gone. Like, sure, cool. But yeah, no, definitely, she's definitely one of my favorite characters now, easily. She's up there with Peep. If I had a tier list, it'd be like Phrolova and Peep up in the top. That'll be S+. Anyway, guys, let me know how you interpreted these events. What were your overall thoughts? What were your overall thoughts of Phrolova's quest? Or the main 2.5? I know, I'm just gonna call it Phrolova's quest, I don't care. Do you agree with my takes? Do you disagree with my takes? Did I interpret anything wrong? Do tell me. Let me all know in the comments below, and let's get that comment discussion snowball rolling. I have COVID, okay? I'm sick. Don't. Bye.